For many people who haven't felt a taste of fame, it may be difficult to grasp the fact that actors can also disappear from the screen, even at the highest peaks of their fame. But we all agree that ups and downs are a part of life. It means that celebrities may also experience downtime from their career, due to their personal issues, wrong choices, lack of a job, or whatsoever. Let's have a look at some of the most famous actors and celebrities who once ruled on the screen, suddenly disappeared, but then came back with a bang and stronger than ever. Let's begin. Number 10. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is regarded by comedy lovers as one of the most naturally humorous people to have ever graced the stage in film. Murphy has an exceptional run as a comedy actor with a series of blockbuster successes that stretched decades, from 48 Hours in Beverly Hills Cop to The Nutty Professor in Shrek, and he still retains the record for the highest-grossing stand-up comedy special, Raw. The legend arguably stepped away from acting after a string of flopped family films, but he made a victorious comeback with one of the best performances of his career in the sequel of Coming to America. It seems that Hollywood had missed quite a lot of Murphy's unique charisma, and with the upcoming releases of You People and Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley, let's hope that his comeback continues for a very long time. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Number 9. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey spent most of the 90s as a versatile actor with roles in a variety of genres. Especially his performance in Dazed and Confused is considered a major breakthrough in his career. But by the time the new millennium began, he had lost his A-list status after becoming typecast as the love interest in not-so-popular romantic comedies. Thankfully, this typecast didn't last long, and later on, he made a great comeback in dramatic material by performing in Killer Joe, Mud, and then Wolf of Wall Street. And then came an Oscar-winning performance in Dallas Buyers Club, and his Emmy-winning performance in True Detective. And with his amazing performance in huge successes like Interstellar and The Gentleman, we hope that his success stream never ends. Number 8. Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris gained widespread recognition with Doogie Howser MD after making appearances in a few feature films and television movies. After Doogie, Harris appeared in numerous TV movies and made a few appearances as a guest on shows. He co-starred with Tony Shalhoub in the sitcom Stark Raving Mad, which unfortunately proved to be a flop take. The actor's awesome comeback started in the middle of the 2000s. He gained popularity again in the films Harold and Kumar, Go to White Castle, and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Neil Patrick Harris undeniably ruled American television for 9 years straight, thanks to his legendary role as Barney Stinson on the 200-plus episode series of How I Met Your Mother. Number 7. Jason Bateman. After his 1981's debut in Little House on the Prairie, Jason Bateman was one of the most diligent young performers of the 80s. But perhaps the summary of his early career successes would be incomplete if I don't mention the famous Teen Wolf 2. The legendary actor seemed to be struggling in the 90s when he appeared in a number of television movies and unsuccessful television shows. However, Arrested Development was undeniably the sitcom that put his career back in full swing. The beginning of the new millennium was most likely a time to shine for Bateman. Since the turn of the century, Bateman has appeared in numerous films, including Game Night, Office Christmas Party, Horrible Bosses, Zootopia, Ozark, and several others. Number 6. Marlon Brando. Following his breakout performance in A Streetcar Named Desire in 1951, the actor went on to feature in On the Waterfront, The Wild One, and Julius Caesar, making him one of the decade's biggest performers. But can you imagine that there was a time when Marlon Brando was almost forgotten as one of the most well-known actors in movie history? In the 1960s, he reportedly lost faith in Hollywood and unexpectedly agreed to a long-term deal with Universal Studios that resulted in back-to-back 5-box office flops. However, his career took a pleasant turn when he made his legendary comeback as Vito Corleone in The Godfather in 1972. What a memorable role, and what a legendary movie! Number 5. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore, being a Hollywood royalty, rose to fame at a very young age when she appeared in Steven Spielberg's 1982 blockbuster E.T., the Extraterrestrial. Unfortunately, she was admitted to rehab at the age of 13 because sadly, like many well-known child actresses, her drug addiction and wild partying soon became a problem. Even though it wasn't in a starring part, 1996's Scream was most arguably what reintroduced her to her fans. And then, Ever After, Never Been Kissed, Charlie's Angels, 50 First Dates, and Fever Pitch became huge box office successes. Since then, she has remained quite a prominent figure in Hollywood. Number 4. John Travolta. With roles in blockbusters like Grease and Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta was undeniably one of the most popular actors in the 70s. But in 1981, he made an appearance in Brian De Palma's film Blowout, which received positive reviews from critics, but unfortunately failed at the box office, leading to a beginning of a decade-long streak of both commercial and critical flops. To make it worse, he also turned down main roles in the films American Gigolo, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Splash, which turned out to be big hits later on. The actor's career wasn't restored until Quentin Tarantino, who loved Travolta's role in Blowout, hired him in Pulp Fiction in 1994. He was nominated for an Oscar for his performance and has continued to work exceptionally as he usually does. Number 3. Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser has created a place in the hearts of all audiences who grew up watching the Mummy series, George of the Jungle, and many other 90s masterpieces. And his fans have really missed him, especially the generation of 90s, who grew up watching him. To the delight of many, Fraser has recently seen a career revival, with performances in the DC television series Doom Patrol, and a supporting role in Steven Soderbergh's crime drama, No Sudden Move. Thanks to his amazing performance in Darren Aronofsky's upcoming movie, The Whale on the Horizon, it appears that Fraser is finally back in the Hollywood fold, after several years away from the spotlight, much to the delight of his many fans who have been impatiently awaiting his return. Please stay with us, Fraser. Number 2. Joaquin Phoenix. In his early teen years, Joaquin Phoenix followed in the footsteps of his older brother and became a shining star as a child. Unfortunately, after his brother's death in 1993 and the accompanying media attention, he and his family emigrated to Costa Rica, leading to his professional downfall. He made a very successful comeback in 1995's To Die For. He then starred in a number of intriguing films until the late 1990s, before landing his breakout part in Gladiator in 2000, which won him his first Oscar nomination. Since then, he has established himself as one of Hollywood's most prestigious performers, garnering 3 additional Oscar nominations and taking home an Oscar for his iconic role in Joker. Number 1. Robert Downey Jr. This legendary actor is known by many names, such as Iron Man, Tony Stark, Sherlock Holmes, and many others. But perhaps very few people know that such an amazing actor like him went through a downfall for quite some time. Oridija was one of the prominent members of the notorious Brat Pack of the 1980s. He appeared in a wide variety of films in the late 80s and early 90s, including Weird Science, Back to School, Less Than Zero, and Chaplin. But from 1996 through 2001, a series of addiction issues and legal troubles plagued his career, denying him jobs and making him an uninsurable commodity for studios. Mel Gibson was responsible for helping him restart his career by getting him a part in The Singing Detective in 2003. He gradually rose to a peak after performing in a series of lesser-known but acclaimed movies, including Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Good Night, and Good Luck, and Zodiac. But Marvel franchise has undeniably made him quite an A-lister in the film industry. Thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.